We get a lot of people on our YouTube channel requesting different camshafts to be tested out and so on. And one of the popular, I'll probably have to say it's probably up in the top 100 of requests, is everyone's asking, have you tested out the BTR Truck Norris camshaft on an LS1? Now, to be completely honest with you, it's not the sort of cam that really caught my eye. I don't know, for some reason we just didn't cross paths. So, but you know what? Checking out all the comments, and that's what people want to know. They want to know, how does that cam stack up against all the existing ones that we've been using? So I thought, you know what? Let's grab Mark's Commodore. He's our office guy, parts sales guy, and so on. He's the guy you normally talk to over the phone. And thought, you know what? Let's try it. Let's just get the camshaft, let's whack it in, let's have a go. Let's see what it does. Let's do a back-to-back test. We're on the hub dyno. You don't get any better when it comes to repeatability. This has already had another camshaft from another brand in there. Now this video, it's got nothing to do with saying BTR's better than this brand and this brand's better than this brand. The whole purpose of this video is to show you guys, how does the Truck Norris compare? How does it work? How does it perform? You know, like, I'm not anticipating it's going to make much power on the top end, but according to BTR himself, he says it's going to make a lot more torque in the bottom. So, you know, how do you find this information out? Well, you test, and that's how we learn what we learn. So, but I thought I'm going to go one step better. I reached out to the team at BTR, and I said, I want to test out 2 camshafts. And they have just recently released a new Stage 1 LS1, LS2 grind. And that's at one opposite end of the scale compared to the Truck Norris. And I thought, you know what? If we're going to do some camshaft testing, let's just test them both. Let's do a back-to-back test on the Truck Norris camshaft, which is primarily known as a low-down torque camshaft, and a choppy camshaft of that apparently, against their other camshaft, which is at the other end of the scale. Now, according to BTR, they say the Stage 1 isn't too angry, and I'm not sure, because looking at the camshaft specs, it's a lot bigger than what we would normally use. It's a lot of lift, so I'm like, wow, you know, how can this cam be tame? It just doesn't look like a tame camshaft. So we're going to try it out. So let's have a look at the specs of the camshaft. So the Truck Norris is a 212-22X mid-lift, 550 odd thou lift, but it's on a 107 lobe set, so this thing's going to have some decent chop in it, and it's going to sound awesome. I'm anticipating it's going to sound good. But then if you come back to the LS1 Stage 1 camshaft, that's a 217, 230, 615, but 636 on the lift too. That's massive. That's a massive lift on a 113 lobe separation. But you know, if you read what their description is, it's probably, you sort of read it and go, oh, doesn't sound like a very angry cam, doesn't sound like a camshaft that I would traditionally want to use. But camshaft development has changed in the years. What we do, what we use, it's different now. So, you know, there's only one way to show it. Let's put the Truck Norris in. We're going to do it first. I just got to do it first. I think the Stage 1 cam is going to be a better camshaft. I think the Truck Norris is going to sound better. I'm torn. I don't know what way to go. Do I want to do 3 cam changes, or do I want to do 2 cam changes? I want to do two of them. It's a long day when you're trying to do 3 camshafts. So, but I think Mark deep down wants the Stage 1 camshaft, because deep down, and you know, my gut tells me it's going to make more power. So, you know, I always want more power, but the Truck Norris makes more torque, apparently. So let's find out. Let's see if we can find a camshaft that suits the guys who want low down torque and the guys who want more power. And let's not forget, this still has the standard stall converter, so automatic transmission stall converter. All our tests are done in 3rd gear on the hub dyno, on a completely stock LS1. There it is there. Let's make it happen. 1, 2, 3, magic. And next thing you know, we're going to have a Truck Norris in there. Let's see what it does. I'm pretty damn impressed with what I have just seen with these 2 camshafts. Let's go over a few things. Let's try and keep the chit chat to a minimal, because I'm pretty excited and I can talk about it for hours. But you know, these are the specifications from both camshafts. So this is your Truck Norris, which is a 212, 222X, 550 lift, 107 lobe separation. And the new Stage 1 LS1, LS2 camshaft is a 217, 230X, 615 lift, 636, 113 LSA. much bigger camshaft, so two very different ends of the scale. But I guess the big thing is what are the differences? You know, what did we see the difference between the two of them, and let's go and explain it. Now, I just want to make a note that the camshaft that we did have in this camshaft has always been our go-to camshaft for a long time, and I still will recommend this camshaft based on different applications. So I'm not knocking this camshaft in any way. It is from our supplier that we've used for many years, and yeah, once again, it's always nice to show new tech, comparisons against other products. It's how we better ourselves, it's how we know what's better and, you know, not so much better and so on. So yeah, let's not go and bag at any companies here, let's keep it clean, and yeah, let's focus on what the whole purpose of the video is to demonstrate the differences between the two camshafts. Yeah, let's just go with it. So as you can see, the Truck Norris made 269 kilowatts, 487 Newton meters. The Stage 1 camshaft made 288 kilowatts, 482 Newton meters. And the previous cam that was in it was 275 kilowatts, 474 Newton meters. Now these are peak power numbers, which I don't really care about too much. So the camshaft that was in the car previously, so it's an LS1, automatic transmission, standard stall converter. It's running a 219, 227 on a 112, and it's around 600 thou lift. So, but the big thing is, let's check it out. So the red line is our standard camshaft, then our purple line is the BTR, and then the green line is the BTR Stage 1. So sorry, the purple line is the Truck Norris and the green line is the Stage 1. Now you can see from around 5,500 revs, the Truck Norris does start to fall over here compared to the slightly bigger cam that was in it. However, the Stage 1 camshaft from 5,000 revs starts to tower over the top of both of them. Now that's expected, it's a much bigger camshaft, so I do expect it to make more power on the top end. And Brian Tooley actually said that it would make around 20 odd horsepower more than the Truck Norris, and he was pretty much smack on the money. So, but the thing that impresses me the most, and this is where you work out what way you're going to go. Look at the Truck Norris off the bottom. You know what I mean? From pretty much 2,200 revs all the way to 4,500 revs. It's about 10 kilowatts up on the bottom. Now that's impressive. However, it's 40 Newton meters up off the bottom up to about sort of 4,000 revs. Now that's going to make this car feel a lot faster than the bigger camshaft. And the reason why is obviously you're making more torque off the bottom. So if you're a driver who likes to drive his car, pull up next to a set of mates, and accelerate, hit the throttle, you got more torque off the bottom. It's going to feel faster. If you take off into the traffic lights, or as a roll on and so on, it's going to feel faster. If you've got a conversion car, say a four-wheel drive with an LS1 engine in, and you want low down torque, well, the Truck Norris, it's a winner. It's a clear, absolute winner. It's a good cam. I'm surprised, and it sounds amazing. Like the chop on it is better than any other bigger cams that we've put in other cars. So it gets an absolute big tick from me. And the best part is it's a minimal lift. It's a small camshaft. You can put a smaller beehive spring in it. You can back off all the gear that you normally would traditionally run. You don't have to overcook the whole build and save some money, which is a great thing. However, if you're the sort of person who wants to mat it basically and you run it all the way to rev limiter, or you're racing it, or you're one of those drivers who just loves to rev their engine. We all do. That's why we do what we do. We want to flog our engines. Let's be realistic. You know what I mean? We didn't do this to just putt around. Like most people, some people want to putt around, but the average person, they want to put the boot into it. So if you're a person who loves to absolutely metal to the metal, flatten it, just send it, you know what I mean? The Stage 1 cam, mate, that's for you. Look at it. It just towers in the top end. It's an absolutely awesome cam. Makes top end power. It's got a nice sound. It sounds cammed. You know it's camshaft. And it's got a mild sort of lope to it. It's lopey, don't get me wrong, but it's mild. The Truck Norris, mate, it is like, you couldn't have picked a better name. It is choppy as, like it chops good. And for me, I think the average person with an LS1 in an auto who doesn't want to put a converter in, I think this Truck Norris cam is going to be the best cam that you could physically put in that car. But once again, if you're a person who wants to rev it, well, Stage 1 cam, that's for you, So what end of the scale are you on? Are you the person who wants to, put the boot into it but get off it after 4,500 revs? Truck Norris, it's a no-brainer. If you want to go from 5,000 revs and up, Stage 1. up to you. Not one is better than the other. They are both better than each other based on the application or how you drive the car. So it comes down to your personal choice, personal preference, and so on. So it's always good. Talk to your tuner, talk to your builder, work out exactly what you want to put in there. And yeah, that's the deciding factor, you know. So I hope you sort of enjoyed this video, because it was a really eye-opener, the difference between it. I wasn't trying to discredit the previous company who'd done the camshaft. They've always done great work for us, and we've still got the cams on the shelf. So, but it's always nice to open your eyes up to new products out there. And I've heard a lot of talk about the Truck Norris, and I've seen the Stage 1 come out recently, and it sort of caught my attention. I thought, that might be a pretty good cam to test out. And a lot of you guys who follow us on YouTube, you were requesting that we tried out the Truck Norris, and I'm absolutely stoked that I did now. So if you've got any other recommendations for us to try out, please drop them in the comments. When the scenario presents itself and it's made that I can do it, I will do the testing required to demonstrate the differences between certain camshafts and, you know, different grinds. And I'd like to do a back-to-back test now with the Stage 2 camshaft in this exact car. And I probably should note that this test was all done today. We had the camshaft, we had it ready to pull apart in the morning, and we've pretty much swapped the cams out over the course of the day and done the test. And I'm absolutely stoked with the results, and I don't think anyone would be disappointed whether you went with a Stage 1 or a Truck Norris. But it's a clear winner in my ideas. I've got the sound clip with both cams. I hope the video shows it, how I could hear it. Audio can always be a bit of an issue trying to get it right. But hopefully you guys get the gist of the differences between the sound, and yeah, you can make your own decision on what you think is the best one. But man, Truck Norris, it gets a vote from me. I'm very, very impressed with it. But you know, if I'm going to do track days, well, Stage 1 cam, that's where I want to go. Or you know, if you're going to really get up it, that's the way to go. So, but anyway, guys, it's a longer video than normal. I do appreciate you sticking around and watching it. If you made it to the end, I hope it was informational enough for you. I probably should add in here, so push rod lengths go, the Truck Norris camshaft, 7.4 on the push rod length was what gave us exactly what we wanted. Where we noticed with the Stage 1 camshaft, we actually had to use a 7.45. So just bear that in mind when you're buying the camshaft. Start off with those, if you've got a Stage 1, start off with a 7.45 as your base, and then you obviously need to measure it yourself to validate that you do have the right amount of preload. But the Truck Norris works on a standard length 7.4. But when in doubt, you should always be testing this stuff and measuring, so you don't make any issues or mistakes. So, but thanks again, guys. See you next time.